Hi. So recently I've been given this Roland D-50. I was given it because it was very broken, and it still is quite broken, but I've fixed some of it and I'm going to try and fully fix and restore it, and I thought I'd start filming it because it'd make quite an interesting sort of video series. So for this first video I'll just sort of run down how it came to me and what I've done so far, which isn't a lot, there's still quite a lot to do, but I'll summarise what I've sort of done so far. So when I got it, if you powered it up, the screen didn't turn on. Some of these lights would often turn on, but that was about it. There was no sound, nothing from the screen. And I think what had happened to it is there's an internal battery which keeps the memory going when you've not got it connected to power. And if you let that run out, it corrupts all of the stuff inside it. And it shouldn't, as far as I know, completely stop it from turning on, but it will corrupt everything. So I thought I might as well start by changing that. So I opened up the back, there's a little battery case, so I took out the old one, cleaned it and put a new one in. I'll probably show what the battery bit looks like in a future video, but I'm not going to open it all again for this video, just sort of describe what I did. So I changed that, still wouldn't turn on. So then I opened it again and I just checked, there's lots of little jumper wires sort of jumping the circuit boards together, so I just really checked that all of those were properly connected, and a couple of them did seem a bit loose, so I reconnected all of those properly and then screwed it all back together, turned it on, and it did turn on that time. And I actually, since then, I don't think that was why it turned on. I think it was a coincidence, which I'll explain in a minute. But it turned on like this, and as you can see, all of the patches are sort of corrupted, so there's no sound and they're just random letters. But I think that is just because the battery ran out, so it wiped all the memory. So all I should have to do to get this making sound again is to reload all the patches onto it, which is easier said than done because it's quite an old synth. What I have realised since then is that I think it wasn't me double checking all the connections inside that made it turn on. It's actually the kettle lead input seems to be quite dodgy, so to get it to turn on you have to really push the kettle lead in as you turn it on. So there's something to do with the power stage of the synth which isn't working, and I think it is literally just the kettle lead socket is dodgy, so that'd be quite an easy fix. I think it's that, because pushing in the kettle lead and wiggling it is what gets it to work, so I can't think that it'd be anything more complicated than that. So that should be a fairly easy fix. So I need to replace the kettle lead, reload all the patches. The other thing is the keys. So you can boot it up in diagnostic mode by holding these two buttons, and then even though there's no sound I can test the keys. So yeah, quite a few of the sort of keys you use a lot don't work, and some of them always trigger full velocity. They don't have, because it's supposed to be touch sensitive. So apparently that's quite an easy fix. You don't have to replace anything, you just open it up and you have to clean all the key bed. So that's another video I'll be doing, cleaning all that, getting the keyboard working as normal. So yeah, that's what I've got to do. Change the kettle lead socket, reboot all of the sounds and clean the keyboard contacts. There might be other things wrong with it that I haven't noticed yet, but once I've done all that, so then there'll be more for me to do. But yeah, in theory that should be all I need to do to get it working as normal. I'm not going to try and sort of refurbish all the stickers and stuff on it, because I think and remove all the stickers that have been added to it. I think it looks really cool with all the sort of wornness to it and all the stickers on it. I quite like how that looks, so I'm not going to try and visually refurbish it, just get it working as it used to work. What I'm going to try for the end of this video is, even though I haven't reloaded all the patches yet, it should still send a MIDI output. So I'm going to connect it up to my MC303, which is a sort of groove box which has a really rubbish button keyboard on the bottom, and I should be able to trigger the samples in that with the D-50's MIDI output. So obviously I still won't be able to play certain keys, but it'd be quite cool to play that on a proper piano, so I'll try that now for the end of this video. Okay, so I've now got the MIDI output of the D-50 connected up to my MC303, and I didn't have to do anything. It's instantly triggering the sounds, so I can So straight away, once I've got this fully working, all the keyboard working, I'll have all the sounds in this, and I'll also have all of the samples playable from here. So there's absolutely loads on here. If I So that's one of the problems, is certain keys always trigger full velocity. So most of them you get in this, but with this key, always full, and this key never triggers. So that's what I need to fix. Last thing before I finish the video is it also means I can use a proper keyboard for the arpeggiator, which is a lot of fun. So.